Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from deep profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from deep profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or blink. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything. Vic's still looking like a restless king.
Ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader. Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
Yo, what's up? Look, my dog is over here. He's like, hey, what's up, man? You gonna come play with me or what? Check it out. All I gotta say is, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I wish I had my gladiator knife and sword and whatever, all that. Man, oh man, trade plan perfection at its finest today. Man, it was just unbelievable. I'm so sorry about being late today. I actually had so many screenshots that I had to figure out which ones I wanted to keep and get them organized and all kinds of stuff. So before we get started, I'm going to take a bow. Oh man, what a day. Unbelievable stuff. I hope that I see everybody. I see a bunch of people on the list here. I know these are all trade plan subscribers. Tits up to you guys. Absolutely crushed it. Good stuff. I don't know who's on YouTube and X, but good to see you guys. We're going to get through the trade plan here. It's going to be a great one. Mike Hagler in the house. What's up, Mike? Bryce, always a pleasure. Bryce, PJ, Matt, Jim O'Donnell, and Hawk. I don't think I've seen a couple of you guys. Nice to have you on the show. Bryce, it was so funny when I saw you peace out earlier. You were like, I gotta run. I'm like, shit, Bryce is gone. Let's get some money now. And boy, oh boy, did we ever. Hopefully you got a piece to grab. You got to grab a piece of that from the lows today when you were at work. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, guys. Just unbelievable stuff. Yesterday I didn't come on the stream. I canceled the stream because it was just so slow, and I just wanted to show you guys and I wanted to really point something out here. Okay. Yesterday, if you guys recall, we were in positive gamma, right? Super slow, muted range. Everything was like super grindy. And yeah, we had that downside lean, but they could never really get the sell-off going, And yesterday I was looking for the sweep of the lows, actually, if you guys recall. I was looking for, I don't know what it was, like 54 or something like that, 75, 54. Just couldn't get the push down yesterday. I sat short all day yesterday. Again, positive gamma territory, right? And so this morning, guess what? first thing in the trade plan, the dealers flipped the positive gamma, or the gamma flip level all the way up to 7,600, and it was on. It was on. As soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, okay, things might get a little crazy, right? And so if you think about it, I've talked about this multiple times. Positive gamma environments are super tight and grindy and slow, and volatility is really tight. And so, these positive gamma environments they kind of suck, especially when we're expecting to come down. But as soon as they flip to that negative gamma, what happened? We had volatility, range expanded, 100 plus point ranges. Today was 250 point range. Unbelievable stuff. We had already anticipated at least 100 points today. So this was beautiful stuff. I can't wait to get into it. Doc, what is up, buddy? Good to see you. SPX today, amazing awesomeness. I can't wait to get into it. And Zug, you are a superstar, buddy. Again, Zug with 1,500 points, you guys. This guy is an absolute NQ monster. I'm so proud to have him as on my team. He is just a freaking killer. We got a whole slew of killers. Oh, it's crazy. I can't wait to show you guys the scoreboard. Actually, people are still posting stuff as we speak. So just unbelievable stuff. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Enough of me talking here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And guys, as usual, we're going to do the usual 1-2 because I got to start everything like this. You know this. Listen, if you are not following me yet, make sure you smash and subscribe the like button here. Share with everybody. Share with your friends. I give out so much good stuff. It's crazy to me. It's so funny when I see people unsubscribe from the Substack. I'm like, yeah, okay, good luck finding better levels elsewhere. Enjoy yourself. It just makes me laugh because days like today, just unbelievable, nonstop amazingness. And so we're going to get right into it. Follow me across YouTube, X, Substack, and of course, TradingView, guys. I didn't get a chance to put that new indicator up, but I certainly will. I'll get it up for you guys, and it'll be for all the people who are subscribers. So make sure you smash that button and follow me, okay? So let's go ahead and get right into it. And let's just start the party off right. As usual, the trade plan title, right? Trade plan title, 74.77 topside pivot, right? And so we were talking about this topside pivot. This was the real above below level for us today, and the 74.14 momentum shift support. And again, the other big one, man, this had three good ones in here. The 17.44 VIX floor. My gracious, what a day. Oh, what a day. Oh, man, it's been a long time since it's just been bang, 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 bang everywhere. I'm so excited to even do this trade plan today. I'm going to go ahead and get into this. This is the non-exciting part, but we're going to read it because it's all going to come together. I got a lot of slides to show you guys. Okay, so I don't need to do this. You guys know the 77 is the top side pivot. We started the day with a double inside day, you guys. That means that, Friday was huge. And then obviously we had Monday's range. And then we opened inside a Monday's range today, which is Tuesday. So we were Monday and Friday. It was crazy, right? And so statistics basically tell us that we have a really, really high probability. It's like a 96% chance of breaking outside of that day. So I let everybody know, right away. The statistics tell us that we won't stay inside the range, yesterday's range, for long. We're more than likely going to get a move in one direction or the other. We are down on the 4-hour, 1-hour, and daily time frame, which keeps me pointed to the downside. And I'm looking for a sweep below 73.54 at some point. You guys know I was all over it yesterday. Couldn't get it. Okay, fine, whatever, right? But we got it today, so ain't no big deal. The key framing for the entire session is simple. Are you ready? 74.77 is your top side pivot. As long as we stay below it, the indices remain suppressed, and we continue to grind lower. So this is the final thoughts here. It was a double inside day, and we've lost on every time frame. I'm currently pointing to the downside. Okay, now let's just stop there for a second, right? I'm telling you right now, we have a double inside day. The probabilities of breaking outside of this range are extremely high, statistics tell us, and I'm pointing down. Without me telling you to get short, what do you think this is telling you? It's right there, okay? I can't tell you how to trade, but I can sure try to guide you in the right direction, and that's what I tried to do today. The roadmap was very clear, and I said this, as you can see, many times today. As long as we stay below 77, they stay suppressed and we grind lower. Keep a very close eye on VIX 1744 monthly and the 1790 weekly floor. These are the levels to watch. If that area holds, it can mark a top for the indices and push higher off of those VIX levels would, without a doubt, flush us lower. And without any red tag news. That's the craziest part. Some days you get the diddler. Some days you are the diddler. So today we let them have it. Are you ready? All right, so check this out. Just to start with VIX as usual, right? Check this out. The 1744 floor and the 1843 pressure point pivot, right? So yeah, as you guys know, on Friday, we had an amazing call with VIX, and it's let us up and closed us 38%. One of the biggest things I talked about is now that we've had that, when they decide to sell back, we've got some major support to hold on to. So the big floor was 1744. Look at this bad boy down here, right? It shouldn't present itself as support on the way down. We're going to watch this area to hold. And if it does, it can send us right back to the upside to flush the indices even lower. And above that, we had the 1843 as our first midpoint pivot, a push above that, and then above 1943 would obviously send the indices cascading down and push us into the very untested weekly right here at 2078 and higher into the untested weekly area at 2343. Now, this is going to become very important. I'm going to show you this now. We're going to talk about it right now. But ultimately, we're going to come back to it a little bit later. But you see, we pushed from this monthly at 1744 all the way up to the 2343. Guys, I've talked about this level so many times. Now, look, check this out. I'm just going to pull this over. I think I talked about it on the weekend review. I've talked about it all last week, whatever. Look, I kept saying, if we take off from down here, we're going to come and play this and fill this gap in all this untested area. Look what we did today. We smacked it perfect, right? And so this lined up perfectly up here, perfectly with the long from the lows, which we obviously caught as well. Hello. And so we're going to show you that. But this VIX and the combination with VIX, SPX, and obviously the ES levels, it was just a perfect marriage made in heaven. So we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. So this was a beautiful spot here. The 1744 was tits up. And then a push above 1843 kind of like sealed the deal. I just loved this reaction from the highs as well. I can't wait to show you guys the long. So here is a bigger, fuller picture of VIX. As you saw, this was, I believe this was Friday. And then we, basically came down and we played our 1744 and look right up to our pivot and right back down. And obviously 1942 is holding for us right now, which is super cool. And I actually have some ideas about tomorrow, which we'll talk about when we get done. So here we go. And I know this looks crazy. This is actually my chart. And I just took a picture this morning. So this is the 74, 77, 50 significant 4-hour. And really it was about the 85 to 88 4-hour all the way up here at the highs, guys. I know this chart's a little messy, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to this trade right here. Okay, this is what it looks like on a 4-hour level. We pushed through into the 85, 88. Lost 77 and came down, right? So I'm just going to walk you through this. This is actually my execution chart, which is my 15-minute time frame. And I talked about this 77 being the significant 4-hour that played yesterday. It's a big above below context level for some time. And sitting right at our 77 was yesterday's high. Okay, so we're going to use to monitor that for the exact price movement. Below it is, the indices stay suppressed. Now, right above that, we had a big put wall and a 4-hour level at 88. I had a put wall right here at 88, as you can see right above my stop there, right? And so we're looking for this area to play. And again, I didn't take this blindly at 88, right? Here's the actionable setup, guys. We're looking for 88 to play and immediately get back below 77 and ultimately yesterday's low for continuation. Well, this is yesterday's high, yesterday's high for continuation. So we popped up in here, we played the put wall, came below 85. And the moment we got below yesterday's high, as you can see, I'm short already, short 3 contracts, right? Took a few at the open and of course rode some down, and we were looking to get down into 14, which was an absolute banger way to start the day. That just happened right off the jump. This was our open and we pushed right up and we all caught the short. I'm telling everybody, we always do a pre-market plan in the stream. 5 minutes before the open, I tell everybody, hey, this is what we're looking at. Here's my plan. Here's what I'm doing, because there's a lot of information here. And these guys, they're in the stream. They're here to, they're here for the goods. And so I tell them, I do a real quick 5-minute recap of here's the levels I'm looking for and here's what's going to happen. And lo and behold, that is exactly what happened. Now, you ready for the next part? Man, it just kept getting better and better the whole time. So again, here's the 74.14. We looked for this one yesterday. And again, I let people know today, this is the first support and momentum pivot, is the 11 to 14. This was the untested daily. It's our first level of support to buy. It's our big momentum shift level from the weekend review. Look for it to play. Well, I would say it did. It didn't just play. It played for over 30 points. So this was a great trade here, right? Conditional long, wait for the combination to play and get back above 19. 19 is this gray dash line right here, as you can see. That was the conditional long. And then we're looking to take profits around 34, which is this gray level here. And then obviously runners a little bit higher. But again, awesome stuff, right? Amazing stuff. 30 points all up in there. What's up, Z? Man, this girl's getting good. I'll tell you, I'm going to brag on her here in a little bit. Congratulations, Daisy. All right, so on to the next slide. You ready? Oh, and then again, a little bit lower. Why not? So check this out. We had the untested 4-hour here at 87, right, guys? So I'm sorry, 68, excuse me, 73.68. This was our actionable setup down here. Look for it to play and reclaim 74 and ultimately 84.75. 68 played perfect. Once again, got above 84. And I believe we squeezed right up into about 15 somewhere. So again, this played for 30, 40 points as well. We just had massive moves today. It didn't look like much, but they were huge. And again, this is a derivative of us being in negative gamma territory, guys. We not only are dealers hedging to the downside, but obviously this is a bullish scenario, the indices in general. So we get lots of rotation and the moves are huge because there's certain people that are long only and there's certain people like us who can go both ways. But with that being said, we know when we're in negative gamma, the ranges expand and this is the fun part. This is where money's made. And so we made lots of money, and that's why I'm so freaking excited today. Awesome stuff. So again, we caught the short, right? And we got the long from 14, and then we got the long from 68, right? Just the plan is just playing out well. So wherever you chose to take your money, that was the good stuff. Is this where I'm at next? Is this really where we're at next? Okay, well, as you guys know, we really came down pretty far. Yeah, I guess this is where we're at. Okay, so the next plan on the trade plan, or the next setup, this was this, and this is where SPX really came into effect too. I used them both really in confluence today. I was really watching between that and VIX and SPX. I watched them all just kind of sync up today. It was awesome. The last untested daily is the 72.64. Price comes lower. Our last untested daily is 72.64. It certainly has my eye. And you guys know I have been talking about this level for weeks. Finally got it. If price reaches 64, we want to see us get back above 69 to confirm the buyers have stepped in. And where did I say we were going to come to? 73.30s. Or 73.70s. You realize that is over 100-point call from this low right here. And it did every stinking bit of it. This was the 73.70s. We pushed all the way through it and came almost to 7,400. So we ended up getting over 130 points from this trade today. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. And this next slide here, oh, this isn't the one, but I'll get to it here shortly. So this is my trades here. As you can see, we came down in here. I waited for this thing to see if they were going to cut, and they did. They actually pushed all the way down to about 50, and I waited till we had a nice 15-minute close right above our daily here at 64, and I figured, all right, let's go, right? So boom, as you can see, I'm in this joint, and we took profits at the POC at 7,300. Remember the 73.30, took 2 off or 3 off of there, and then of course I'm trying to get all the way back to the 73.60s area that we talked about out of the plan, right? So, I follow the plan. That's what I do. It's my thing. Yeah, Z. Woo! Man, that shit was banging. And this one here is for Doc. Oh, no, the next one's for Doc. Sorry, the next one's for you, Doc. So here we go. Here's the 130 points right here. This is what it looks like on the 15-minute time frame. We came down. We had that nice close above here. Once again, another close. And as you can see, I was just all along up into the 73.74. I actually made up for an amazing afternoon, and this just really played for nothing but beauty. I mean, just a spectacular display of the trade plan. The high, two buys that played for over 30 points on the way down, and then this one for 130 points. I mean, you didn't even have to take all the trades. You only needed one. Each one of them paid over 30 points, and the short paid 250, and the long paid 130. You pick your poison. All I can do is give you the levels. It is your job to push the button. All right, so here you go, Doc. This is for you, buddy. So check this out, Doc. This is my homie here. Doc is all about the SPX and the gamma. This was my spot down here. We talked about this as well so many times. We can review trade plans, the freaking, post-market breakdowns. They finally came into the 72.34, and I kept saying 72.34, 7,200, something like that. Well, you best believe I was watching 72.34 when we came in there today because it lined up perfectly with not only VIX, which was touching the untested weekly at the top, but also ES was in the pocket. So we had VIX starting to pull back, right? We had VIX starting to pull back from hitting that untested weekly. We had ES finding support at the 72.64 area. And then obviously this was just a perfect and immaculate touch on SPX, touched it almost perfect. I mean, actually, it looks like it missed it by about half a point, but hey, whatever. Like, it's close enough. And then just rammed all the way up to 73.90, guys. Just unbelievable. I mean, this was 100. This was even a bigger move, honestly. If you say 40 to 40, that's 100 points. And then this is another 50 points from here. Almost 150 points on SPX. Just insane stuff. What's up, Shane? Raju? What's up, guys? Man, look. Oh, man, it was unbelievable day today. I mean, if you missed the short, they gave you a banging ass long. And we mapped them both. We've been talking about this stuff like, especially this long, for a long ass time. This was a beautiful, beautiful trade here. So the real question is what now, right? Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But I have some ideas of what I think could potentially happen tomorrow. So if you guys want, we can talk about that. But I mean, guys, this is just a phenomenal display of, how precision the trade plan, and really just how you got to kind of stick with the plan and just let it do its thing. This was just an incredible long down here. And what I wanted to show you too, actually, let me pull this back up. This is really, as you could tell, let me go ahead and go in here. So as we got this push up, this was the weekly up here at 23.43. So we had VIX starting to simmer down off of our weekly, right? We had SPX coming into the daily, which is really the only daily I had, and ES as well, because as you can see on this ES chart, there's nothing else. I mean, I had 25, but it was tested. I marked it just because I'm like, well, maybe, if they're really slicing and dicing, but this was the level and they held. Here's the crazy part, right? We popped back up and we basically saved it. So like they closed below and we made a new low. Okay, cool. Now what, right? Well, they basically rallied so high now that are we going to continue to come back down? I think so, but maybe not yet. I think we could maybe get a little bit of relief and come a little bit higher up into 74.58, which I'll actually talk about. Let's actually do it together. I haven't charted this. After I caught that long and made 100 points, I really just kind of kicked back and put my feet up. And then I, started working on, whether you guys know it or not, it takes me about 45 minutes to prepare slides for this stream. So it's, between the hour and a half it takes me to do the trade plan and the 45 minutes it takes me to do the slides plus the 30 minutes to present. I'm really like doing this. This is like a 3-hour-a-day event for me, plus streaming all day. So yeah, I take a little break after and, kind of see what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and just take a look at SPX first, do a little quick chart analysis and figure out what we're going to look at for tomorrow. It's unbelievable. And here's the thing that I wanted to show you guys. If you guys recall, I talked about SPX in terms of like, have we lost support, on the daily time frame, et cetera, right? And so if you recall, I had a mixed picture. I had that the ES had lost, but SPX had not truly lost this leg to the move to the high right here by this close. But, we still presumed we were coming down. So, and we did. But here's the thing. Look where they went right back and closed at. This is a pretty solid close here. They, in my, I'm just going to call it a stick safe because they really moved up pretty high. It'll be very interesting to see where they open at tomorrow. But, ultimately right now, I'm going to go ahead and just mark this out for everybody. My big SPX resistance tomorrow, I have two spots, 74.10. Okay, cool. Big 4-hour spot, right? But the big spot for me tomorrow morning will be the 74.38. They're either going to smack from 74.38, or if we get above it, we're going to push all the way into the 7,500 to 75.20. So very interesting stuff here. This is going to be a big make it or break it for us tomorrow. Write this down. This will be a very important level. But I got to tell you, I mean, with that huge daily, I wouldn't be surprised if we pushed a little higher. The morning will really kind of settle things out for us a little bit better. So now that I've, talked about SPX there, let's take a real quick look at ES. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because, I prefer to, take some time and chart this the appropriate way. But as you guys can see, we came right down in here. I mean, just a glorious spot, which is why I basically held all the way up into this 74 area here. And this is really where I took my trade off. I thought that maybe we could push into the 14, which they didn't quite happen. But, essentially this was just a monster trade for me in general, a little bit over 100 points. So now that we're sitting here, though, however, like I said, the daily time frame really, we haven't gained. Okay, we haven't gained. Right. If that's out of the question. It's going to take a lot for us to get there. But this was a massive move up that really closes back above the support. Just like SPX, we have two really important levels. One is going to be our 74.14. We've talked about this many times before. This is a very significant daily level, and we're going to keep an eye on it. Okay. But the true daily leg down the current daily leg down now is at 74.58. Now, the interesting part about this is the same thing with SPX. Okay. We have lost on the daily time frame with ES. Okay. But because this was a pretty solid close, if we close the daily above 74.58 tomorrow, we regain on the daily time frame. I'm not going to get into the complexities of it. That's just how it works as far as, keeping our supports to the upside. We haven't gained on the 4 hour, all kinds of other stuff, but I'm just kind of letting you know right now, the 74.58 and the 74.14 are going to be huge markers for us tomorrow. And again, above 74.58, just like SPX, if they push above that spot, we're going to come up here and check out these areas at 75.27 and 75.42. The same applies for SPX. We get above this, we come check out these levels higher. So pretty cool stuff. And it really leaves us in a very interesting position. So just to show you guys, from a 4 hour perspective, check this out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of zoom in here so that you can see what's up. And I'll get rid of, so we know the daily level is right here, right? That one that I said was big, 74.58. Well, check this out. We have a big 4 hour here at 74.56. It's a huge spot. Right. And it was a previous big spot as well that we were looking, today, one of the big things for me, one of the reasons I was really leaning to the downside, and I was preaching this to the guys in the Discord room today when we were on the stream, was they popped up to this 85. But you see how they closed both of these closes below this this level here? What is this level? Hang on, I can't even see it because my chart's in the way. Hang on, let's look. When they closed the 4 hour below this level and couldn't close above 74.59, I told everybody we're done, right? They can't gain on the 4 hour. We're going to make new lows. And we did, and we popped a few times on the way down, but ultimately we did come down to exactly where we wanted. What I thought was interesting too is right now we actually have a big option strike right here at 74.56. And so that was kind of that obviously shows me that this is a big spot for us too. One other thing that I wanted to show you guys, and I pointed this out this morning in the Discord room, actually for everybody on the stream, because obviously the stream has its benefits, right? I'm talking about a lot of stuff in there, but one of the things that I noticed that I thought was really interesting to talk about today in here is look at this gamma skew, right? What do you guys see here that is, really sticking out to you? For me, it was the simple fact that besides the fact that we were negative gamma, look how heavily to the put side we were, right? The open interest was so far leaning to the put side, we barely had any call strikes bigger than our puts. Even here, as you start to get back into the upside area, you had, your puts were bigger here. They were very close here. They were almost the same here. And so it's no matter where we looked, you could tell that the market was leaning very heavily to the put side today. That was one of the first things I noticed coming in. And obviously, other than the fact that it was negative gamma. So just really cool stuff today. We just had an absolutely spectacular day. We diddled the market. The market didn't diddle us. So, once again, Team Vici conquers the markets. That's what we do. And I'm so happy that we had an amazing day. Yesterday, I was like, what a snoozer. And then today we were vindicated and everything came through absolutely gorgeous. So it'll be a really interesting open tomorrow. Looking forward to putting the trade plan out for you guys. And obviously catching you again at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the post-market breakdown. In the meantime, you guys enjoy your night. And tomorrow we will conquer the markets. Have a great evening and cheers.